So we're here right now at the a private meeting with Hugo Barra of Xiaomi, and Mr. Barra, just for everybody to know in my blog, can you tell me brief description about your previous career in
Sure.
in Google?
So before joining Xiaomi about 8 months ago, I was at Google for 6 years. The last 3 years I spent in the Android team. I was VP in charge of product management for Android, including the operating system and the Nexus device portfolio.
All right, so I just had to ask that question. So, because ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Barra is actually one of my what do I call this? How do I call this? The god of Android, I guess. All right, on to some serious question. Uh, you made a move to Xiaomi. What made you decide to go for a hardware company that is well started in 2010 and it you know it wasn't quite known back then. But what made you go for that jump?
So I've been following the company for a while now. It was started by some friends of mine from Google, so I've known them for very many years. We worked together before they started the company. And I've been following what the company had been doing for a couple of years. And one day they came to Mountain View to visit us in the Android team. This was well over 2 years ago now. And they brought a device, which I remember very clearly. It was Mi 2S. It was the first Snapdragon 600 device made by anyone ever. And it was an amazing device. It was incredibly powerful. It was beautiful. It had a higher screen resolution than any other devices in the market, iOS or Android. And it was amazingly priced. That was the day when I knew that Xiaomi was doing something really amazing that nobody else had tried. And I fell in love with the company, and from that point on, it was just a matter of timing and specific responsibilities and so on. But I really, I was hooked from that point on.
All right. For the benefit of our readers, what inspired the design of the
MIUI.
MIUI?
Yeah. So MIUI has lived through 5 versions now, and the design has evolved quite substantially from across these versions. And it's borrowed design trends from many different industries. I mean, design is a constantly evolving language, right? It's never independent. Designers inspire each others, but we really wanted it to have a unique identity. So, if you look at for example, how we've drawn some of the icons, they are neither flat nor are they object-like. They are slightly three-dimensional, but not truly three-dimensional, like three-dimensional objects, like the Android vanilla icons are. But the world is now moving towards flatter design, and we've pioneered some of that ourselves. So MIUI V6, which is the next version, it's already in the developer channels, is substantially flatter than MIUI V5. And will continue to evolve, as design trends move on. People expect design to evolve, so that's what we're doing.
Would you be creating probably the world's slimmest phone in the near future?
The world's slimmest phone.
Yeah.
I don't even know how thick would the world's slimmest phone have to be.
I believe that would be 5.5 inches. Oh, I'm sorry, 5.5 millimeters.
5.5 millimeters.
Yes.
Wow.
That's what I heard recently.
I think that's a tough challenge. I don't think that we have a phone that's that thin. I mean, Mi 3 is about 8 millimeters, and that's pretty thin already. We are working on some pretty cool new devices, but I don't know if they're going to get to be that thin.
Just wondering. Now, I noticed that the current phones that you've shown us earlier, they all have 2 gigs of RAM. They all have large battery capacities, larger than what the local brands or even the international brands are offering here in the Philippines. Why are you pushing this to beyond these competitors' specifications?
Because that's what our users are asking for. Particularly people who are power users, who do sort of use their devices on a daily basis, they're telling us that it's not cutting it for them, right? So when we designed Note 3, for example, we designed it with a 3200 milliamp hour battery, which is the largest battery of this device category, and it's a huge battery. But that's what people were asking for. Of course, for average users who are not using their devices on a daily basis, what that means is that they're going to get well over 24 hours of battery on a device where they would normally expect 12. So it's on behalf of an amazing customer experience, and it's just listening. We're taking feedback and we're acting on it.
Again, for the benefit of our readers, because most of them haven't heard of the brand before. How are you able to pull down these prices that are supposed to be priced at what in Philippine pesos supposedly priced at 20,000 pesos plus or 25,000 pesos? How are you able to pull them down like in China, the equivalent, like the you mentioned the V3 is like 12,000 pesos.
12,000 in China.
For a specific with a processor, with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 400 processor,
800,
800 processor, with the lowest price here in the Philippines, to quote the Oppo Find 7A, that would have been the cheapest at 21,500 or 22,000.
Right.
That's still 12,000 or 10,000 pesos. That's a big
Difference.
10,000 peso difference.
That's right.
How are you able to pull these prices down?
So it's a combination of
Oh,
things.
by the way, and just to mention, these are Snapdragon processors,
Right.
by the way, and which usually cost a lot.
Yeah. So it's a combination of things. We work really hard on designing our devices to make sure that they're easier to manufacture, which has an impact on cost. We negotiate very aggressively with our component suppliers, very, very aggressively. We also sell in a very different way. We mostly sell direct on our own website, such that our only cost is actually shipping, right? Which is not really that much in the scheme of things. But we don't have to pay, retailer commissions. We don't have to pay middleman commissions and distributor commissions or anything like that. And also, very importantly, we don't pay advertising dollars. Our marketing is all done virally via social media. It's users telling the story and helping us tell the story to other users. So we don't spend money on advertising or buying media. And as a result, it costs us a lot less to actually get a device to market. So another way to look at it is we take all these costs that we would normally have by doing business the traditional way and actually putting them back into the price of the device as essentially a discount. And that's how we get to these amazing prices.
Wow. Now, okay.